tribute. Kindly, Ambassador, on behalf of all those who work closely with him in government, Ambassador Muthaura. Thank you. Karibu mzee.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Mwai Kibaki, Your Excellency, Margaret Kenyatta, the First Lady, Your Excellency, the Vice President of Kenya, Honorable Bruto, Your Excellency, the former Prime Minister, Honorable Raila Odinga, and his spouse, Her Excellency, Ainda Raila Odinga. Your Excellency, not Your Excellency, Your Lordship, the Bishop of Nyeri,
May we kindly ask, tunauliza wananchi wote tuweze kutulia, bado tuko katika hali ya maombi, na tusikize kumbukumbu ya baba yetu. Tafadhali wananchi.
Your Lordship, the Bishop and the clergy, on behalf of the public service that served under the leadership of our departed father, the father of modern Kenya, His Excellency Mwai Kibaki, we really wish to convey our condolences, most deep condolences, to his family, Judy Kibaki, Jimmy Kibaki, and his family, and also Judy and her daughter, David, his wife and children, Tony, his wife and children, extended family, including the governor of Laikipia, His Excellency Derito. We really cannot express enough the loss and the pain we feel about our departed father. All of us in the public service really learned a lot from His Excellency, the President. He was our teacher. He empowered all of us in the public service. He empowered the private sector. He empowered our military. He empowered our judicial service. Actually, there is nobody in the public service who cannot say he learned and got a lot of inspiration from our departed president. You remember when he came to power, our GDP was about 14 billion US dollars. When he retired from the leadership, it was around 60 billion US dollars. You know, 14 is from independence, or from the time the country was really started collecting statistics, 14. But only within 10 years, the jump was from 14 to 60. His successor, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta has pushed it, operating on the foundation established by the father of modern Kenya to more than 100 billion US dollars. Today, nobody in the world can take our country lightly. Nobody. We are supposed to be the 5th largest economy in Africa. And we are marching on. We are marching on. How did President Mwai Kibaki go about it? He came up with what was called the Economic Recovery Program, Economic Recovery and Employment Creation Program or strategy during the first 5 years. What surprised everybody, including the World Bank and the IMF, under the leadership of the President, who emphasized empowerment. He empowered the ministers. He empowered the civil servants. He empowered the parastatals and everybody who under responsibility. What happened with that strategy? We surpassed all the targets that were set. The World Bank came, sent a delegation all the way from Washington. World Bank and IMF to find out what had happened in the country. Because everything was going up, and before that, the economy appeared to be pinned down by the structural adjustment regulations. It was like pinned down, and when it came, it's like he just cut the chains, and the economy started bubbling. That is really Mwai Kibaki. What did he do? He focused on the essential foundation of the economy, the infrastructure, the roads. After building the Thika road with a lot of doubting Thomases, just confidence came into the country. There is no project we could not implement under him. He renovated stations. It was like pinned down, and when he came, it's like he just cut the chains, and the economy started bubbling. That is really Mwai Kibaki. What did he do? He focused on the essential foundation of the economy, the infrastructure, the roads. After building the Thika road with a lot of doubting Thomases, just confidence came into the country. There is no project we could not implement under him. He renovated Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. Suddenly, Jomo Kenyatta International Airport became the most modern airport in Africa. I remember when he was opening the phase 1 of the current modern Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. the World Bank representative said, if you Kenyans can do a project like this so successfully on your own resources, because World Bank was a junior partner, they were contributing only $10 million. Kenyan government, the Treasury was contributing $120 million. He said there is no project which we cannot implement. Later, what happened? Of course, it's completion of the Thika Superhighway. It was the completion of the, and I've heard a lot of people talking, nobody has mentioned it, the Isiolo-Moyale Highway. Isiolo-Moyale Highway is about 520 kilometers. It was built, I think, within, I can remember, Your Excellency the President, because you are funding it, I think 3 years. We realized that road. The purpose was to open up northern Kenya to join Kenya with Ethiopia. Because our president, Mwai Kibaki, was an economist. He was to open up space for economic activities for this country. He even pushed a lot about accession of Rwanda into the East African community. He pushed very hard the accession of Burundi into the East African community. And now our current president has pushed very hard the accession of Congo into the community. I saw an article which was being circulated that now the East African Federation is going to be one of the most powerful nations in the world after. No, we have to be ambitious, Your Excellency. We have to be ambitious. But that ambition wasn't developed by the president. He pushed us to design the LAPSET project to open up northern Kenya with the port linking us with South Sudan and linking us with Ethiopia. He used to say the population is getting squeezed here in the southern part of the country, which is developed. We need to open up the north so that the population can go. And what is really, really very good is that our current president has never rested to make sure those dreams are achieved. So, what can we say? I said he focused on fundamentals, the roads infrastructure. He focused on power infrastructure. What he did, said, let's connect. He said, let us connect all public institutions with the power, all marketplaces, even churches. Let's connect them with the power. Then wananchi will be able to tap power from those points. Before, there used to be 40,000 connections a year. By the time we left, we are doing more than 200,000 connections a year. That's the power. And then, of course, in generation, when we get power, invested a lot on geothermal, which the current government has continued to expand. Geothermal power generation. The other point, which was really a game changer.
Kindly.
Sorry, sir. Sorry,
Kindly,
Bishop.
Ambassador.
Your Lordship, I'm concluding. Let me finish just this.
Kindly.
I'm become a bit political. I'm not a politician. What you did, the next point was actually the communication sector. The revolution brought about with the optic cable that came from Fujairah to Mombasa, revolutionized communication sector in this country, and Kenya now is one of the top country in the world in terms of telecommunications. So these were the foundations. The other one, and I cannot really go without mentioning that, is human capital development. People talk about primary education, but that was step one. Step two was to expand secondary education, which he did by opening up day schools, day secondary schools, and that multiplied, I think, by multiples of 3 or 4 times. The next thing was university education.
Kindly.
From six public universities to 22 public universities. And finally introduced TVET education in the country to empower the youth so that they are productive. TVET all the way from high school to university. Surely, those what I can say, and also thank His Excellency the President because he's carrying that flag. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Allow us to listen to one stanza from the choir, please, before we go to the other tributes. Tungetaka kusema ya kwamba familia ya baba yetu Rais Mwai Kibaki iliomba wawe na fursa baadaye ya kubarikiwa karibu na mwili wa baba yao, na ndipo tutaenda kumalizia hii ibada, na baadaye tutaweza kuwa na maombi rasmi kabla ya kwenda kumlaza pahali ameishiwa. Thank you.